Welcome to the Alberta Society of the Deaf-Blind ASL presentation of the Code of Ethics and Code of Conduct for Support Service Providers. SSPs are often involved in the personal affairs of the deaf-blind person. As a result, everything must be kept confidential, including who is involved and the communication or activities that took place. If the SSP witnesses abuse, as required by law, it must be reported. The purpose of SSP services is to enable and empower the deaf-blind person to make their own decisions. To enable and empower the deaf-blind person to do everything possible, even simple things, as independently as possible. The SSP will promote the deaf-blind person's autonomy and independence in a supportive and respectful manner. The SSP does not influence, force, or persuade the deaf-blind person. With safety in mind, the SSP takes direction from the deaf-blind person. The SSP does not criticize or limit the deaf-blind person. The SSP provides the deaf-blind person the information necessary to make their own decisions. To ensure safety, the SSP is expected to use good judgment. Factors that should be taken into consideration include the design of the environment, the demands of the setting, and the purpose of the outing. Other important considerations include the deaf-blind person's medical, physical, cognitive, and developmental abilities when determining how to proceed safely. The SSP will behave honestly and with integrity. They must endeavor to avoid any situations that can appear as a conflict of interest. The SSP is not permitted to lend to or borrow money or goods from the deaf-blind person. When assisting the deaf-blind person with financial or money situations, SSPs must protect themselves and protect the deaf-blind person by taking actions and making decisions to ensure that no misunderstandings and/or concerns of theft or fraud will occur. While working, the SSP should not be using their cell phone or other mobile devices, unless it is related to their work duties with the deaf-blind person. No texting or phone calls with others, unless permission is given from the deaf-blind person. Checking social media or looking at websites should be work-related. No photos, selfies, or videos should be taken without the permission of the deaf-blind person and others involved. SSPs do not do their own personal business, such as shopping, errands, or other tasks, when working with a deaf-blind person. The consumption of alcohol or other intoxicating substances is prohibited while on the job, even if the deaf-blind person is partaking. However, if the SSP is volunteering, these restrictions regarding personal shopping, drinking, etc. may be relaxed, if agreed upon in advance by the deaf-blind person. The SSP is expected to behave in a respectful manner at all times. Be punctual and ready to work. Dress appropriately for the setting. Remove jewelry that is distracting. Wear colors preferred by the deaf-blind person. To help with effective communication, deaf-blind consumers may also prefer SSPs to wear tops with a certain length of sleeve or higher necklines. Where possible, please respect these preferences. Get permission from the deaf-blind person before using perfume or other scented products, Unscented products may be preferred. Unless permission is given, smoking should be avoided while working as an SSP. SSPs must remain neutral throughout all their assignments. If asked by the deafblind person, SSPs can offer opinions regarding color and style of clothing, items of food, quality and price or sales of products, etc., without making decisions or choices for the deafblind person. SSP observations or experiences can be helpful information, but encourage the deafblind person to make their own choices or to ask the salesperson's opinion, especially when several options are available. It's important to be supportive, but remain neutral. Navigation is one of the two main responsibilities of SSPs. As sighted guides, they are required to be knowledgeable about various guiding techniques used with deafblind persons in all kinds of environments, as well as the preferred techniques of individual consumers. The second main responsibility of the SSP is to constantly describe the physical environment and dynamic surroundings. By sharing what is seen, what is going on, the deafblind person is more connected to and engaged in their community. The SSP must be fluent in the language and various communication methods and techniques used by deafblind persons, as well as the preferences of individual consumers. Some SSPs may also be skilled communication facilitators. The skills required of a CF or communication facilitator are very different than the skills required for working as an SSP. The CF role is to relay a signer's ASL message as well as other visual information to the deafblind person, to ensure the full depth of the message and its intent are relayed. The CF must use the preferred communication techniques of the deafblind person. Specific settings where CF services may be used include video calls, such as video relay services, where the CF would relay the video caller's part of the conversation and the deafblind person would respond for themselves. Meetings or events hosted by the deaf community where the CF would relay the deaf presenter's messages to deafblind person. As well, meetings or events that are interpreted and the CF would relay the interpretation to the deafblind person. In these settings, if the deafblind person wishes to contribute, then they would respond for themselves. The CF, like an interpreter, cannot offer opinions, comments, or participate in discussions. The CF focuses only on communicating the messages and environmental information present in the setting. If the CF is volunteering, this restriction may be relaxed if agreed upon by the deafblind person. SSPs and CFs will accept work they are qualified to do. If they are not qualified, they must decline the work. Try to discuss in advance any issues or potential problems that might come up in future and to explore options for how to handle them. If issues or problems do happen, they are to be discussed with the other person immediately, with the goal of trying to work out a resolution and finding ideas about how to work well together in the future. The goal is not to accuse or blame. Disrespectful, bullying, or intimidating behavior from either party toward the other should not be tolerated. Such actions should be reported. When working together at events, SSPs will cooperate with interpreters, CFs, and other SSP colleagues as a team to ensure effective, successful communication for everyone: deaf, deaf-blind, hard of hearing, and hearing. When accepting an assignment, make clear and specific arrangements with the deaf-blind person regarding the meeting place and time. Rendezvous and transportation details must be agreed upon and confirmed in advance. SSPs may politely decline requests to work. When SSPs agree to accept an appointment, they must follow through. If necessary, the SSP must find a substitute SSP to go to the appointment, making sure the deaf-blind person agrees to the change. SSPs will bill only for services provided. SSPs must discuss and have agreements in advance about payment for services as well as any payment for expenses incurred during the assignment. SSPs are responsible to advance their knowledge and skills by participating in professional development opportunities specific to the work of an SSP. SSPs are responsible to keep current about trends and practices with respect to SSP services, as well as activities and advocacy efforts in deaf-blind communities. The ASDB website has many valuable educational materials in both ASL and English. We encourage you to review these resources.